Hello, my name is Lloyd Chapman. I'm the president and founder of the American Small Business League, and welcome to my Memory Lane website. So, I've been suing the federal government for over 30 years. I've won 110 legal battles, mainly under the Freedom of Information Act. My win ratio over 30 years is 98.5%, and I've exposed rampant fraud, outright fraud in federal programs for small businesses. So, here's why you should care about federal programs for small businesses. In 1953, Congress passed the Small Business Act, and today that law mandates a minimum of 23% of the total value of all federal contracts be awarded to small businesses. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 89% of all U.S. firms have less than 20 employees and are responsible for over 97% of all net new jobs. Think about that. I bet you didn't know that. 89% of all U.S. firms have less than 20 employees and are responsible for over 97% of all net new jobs. 99% of all U.S. firms have less than 500 employees. Means only 1% of all U.S. firms have over 500 employees. 99% under 500, 98% under 100, 89% under 20, and the average American company has 10 employees. Small businesses are responsible for over half the gross domestic product, half the private sector workforce, over 90% of all U.S. exports, and the vast majority of technological innovations. So to me, it makes perfect sense to give a minimum of 23% of all federal contracts to those small businesses. But that's not happening. If the government did give small businesses 23%, that would mean that 99% of all firms in America get 23% of all federal spending, and less than 1% would get 77%. What I found after 30 years of suing the government, that it looks like the legitimate small businesses, which I'll define as being 100 employees or less, are maybe getting 3%. That means today, 97% of all federal spending go to less than 1% of all U.S. firms, even though federal law mandates a minimum of 23. So when you are an activist, whether you're a civil rights activist, an animal rights activist, or a small business activist like myself, particularly if you use the Freedom of Information Act to expose fraud abuse against the government, they come after you. I would advise you to watch some documentaries before you watch my videos. Watch Truth and Power on Amazon, and you'll see the Black Lives Matter activists, the animal rights activists. The FBI went after them. Watch United States of Secrets on PBS, the war on whistleblowers, Silence, the war on hackers. Search on Obama's war on whistleblowers and see what happens. When I look back over the last 20 or 30 years at whistleblowers and activists, almost all of them were silenced in some way. You could go on the internet and see that the FBI tried to get Martin Luther King to commit suicide. So Martin Luther King's birthday is now a national holiday. When he was alive, the FBI tried to get him to commit suicide. Look it up. It's documentable. Netflix has a show about Jean Seberg, a beautiful young actress who was a civil rights activist. They set out to destroy her, ruin her life, ruin her career. They did. She committed suicide. Look up Aaron Swartz, a young activist who was hounded by the government until he committed suicide. So the federal government has gone after whistleblowers and activists, for over half a century. Look at Edward Snowden and all the different whistleblowers. They go after them. So for me to talk about all the things I've done to silence me, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's a matter of documentable fact. Yeah, they try to shut whistleblowers up and activists like myself. So the reason I'm making these videos is about 18 months ago, I was getting ready to go to Washington to meet with investigative journalists and members of Congress about a major lawsuit I won against the Pentagon that exposed billions in fraud. And I was involved in a very suspicious auto accident that left me with permanent brain damage. And luckily for me, I've been making notes to try and write a book about this. And my original idea was to write these episodes that have happened to me as chapters in a book. Well, there's over 100 of them. And so if I try to remember 30 years worth of episodes, I couldn't do it today. But luckily, I've got all these notes I've taken over the last 30 years, and I can look at those and I remember, what happened. So I hope you'll find these videos interesting. And if you want to reach out to me, you can go to my website, American Small Business League, ASBL.com, and you can contact me. Um, I sponsor the Palm Springs International Documentary Film Festival, and um, every year when I do that, I go back and people say, I've been trying to contact you for a year. So if you contact the ASBL by phone, we'll answer the phone. You can leave a message or call you within 24 hours. And so I'm Lloyd Chapman. Thanks for watching.